We are going to begin our journey to transform our language and looking underneath our words and transforming them, removing the blame, the shame, the judgment, and the guilt that's hidden inside some very common language and habits and patterns of speaking to each other that we are probably not even aware of. We're going to begin the investigation into our language and learn how we can transform demands and judgments into requests and invitations to connect. I want to talk about any resources that you've come up with. What sensory exercises or sensory experiences calm you the best or calm your child the best? To start investigating what calms me down, what calms my child down. It's a hard habit to break, and that yelling is, I think, one of the greatest challenges that we face today. But it seems like the yelling really can just take over. Ready to shift into this next lesson, which we're really going to focus on the communication aspect. And we're going to start to really practice what do we say when we can't punish anymore, when we can't yell, or when we can't do all those things. And the next 3 lessons are going to really support that. They're going to be about developing this emotional intelligence and building our emotional literacy so that we have a language to speak about our emotions, that we can recognize and be in tune with our needs, and so that we can remain calm, because it's really what I think that I've tried to really drive home this point is that it's about self-regulation, and that the ability for a child to learn to be in a state where they can take in information and remember it, they have to be in a regulated state. And so much of our traditional parenting sort of interrupts that. And that's what I want to focus on in these next couple of classes is deepening our ability to use empathy and to start practicing and thinking from this non-punitive way. Sensory experiences, what calms you guys down? What makes you feel relaxed? What do you do to fill up your needs? Or your kids? What calms you guys down? The act of walking away is certainly the first step, but what we really want to do is engage our relaxation response. And that's the process of self-empathy, to really, once you walk away, get control of, your breathing and sort of slow down, then to ask yourself, what's really upsetting me here? That yelling habit, it creates a hypervigilant state. So the littlest things can really, if you grew up in that kind of environment where there was a lot of yelling, verbal violence, it changes your system. Your nervous system actually responds in a different way than somebody who didn't grow up into that environment. So it's tough to change. It can change, though, and it does happen slowly. I'm hoping that you're seeing some of that. Can you take care of yourself so that you can shift that awful into maybe some self-empowerment? It's all a healing process. I think that you'll find that healing will come up for you, and it will bring you closer in those moments, as opposed to making you feel, too bad about it, that you want to overcompensate or go another direction. So creating art, being creative, it's a way to heal trauma. I mean, that's why they have play therapy, because you actually can heal yourself by doing that kind of work. So those are awesome resources for you guys to have. I hope that you actually do some of these exercises. Everything that we know and understand and think can change, can shift in just an instant. The more we start to delve into our inner world and what helps us cope and what helps us get on track. Depending on your child's experience, I think that sometimes we can look at them and expect a lot more mature behavior than they're actually capable of, especially because they can show it maybe sometimes. A 4-year-old can certainly seem like a really confident and capable child, and yet emotionally they're still very sensitive, and they can really be set off really easily, and it doesn't take much to send them over the edge, so to speak.